Hello and welcome to Nerdarchy. For nerds by nerds, I'm Nerdarchist Dave, and today I'm joined by these fine nerds. I can't believe it is session 12. Ashes of Ardor are ready for our 5e live play D&D game. I'm just going to throw it to our awesome dungeon master, Steven Partridge.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. I am thrilled and shocked. This is going to be awesome. You guys are amazing. Welcome to Ashes of Ardor, everybody. For those of you who aren't aware, this is a dark fantasy D&D campaign. So we like horror elements here. That's horror, because I realize when I say it, it doesn't come out right sometimes, but I promise it's horror and fantasy. We love it. We also love Syrinscape. We use Syrinscape to immerse our players with music and sound effects and all the other good stuff because it's great. If you haven't, check them out. It's pretty cool. Also, we are down a Robin because Robin has a new child and has to do the parent thing, which is awesome. And we miss them tremendously, but also wish them the best. We love you. Happy holidays, all the business. So happy holidays to all of you, by the way, because it is in full swing right now. So we are going to go ahead and dive into our stuff. As I am rolling my little D3 to determine who's doing our stuff, I will mention we are all playing Nerdarchy subclasses. So check that out. If you're looking for a good gift for people for a holiday, that might be a good thing. Get a document, give a subclass, run it for them. I have number one. That is Dave. Good sir.
Woo! I am Nerdarchist Dave, and I am playing Gortham Mage Killer, Path of the Spell Eater Barbarian, a Minotaur, based off of our Spell Eater Minotaurs, loosely, which is the subclass that Steven came up with. And man, what the hell did we do last week? My brains are mush, I must say. I played too many games, and they all run together. So I am drawing a complete and utter blank. So
we're trying to revive the order.
You want me to take it?
Yeah, I know we're trying to revive the order. And I will just throw it to Ted. Go ahead.
All right. So I am Nerdarchist Ted. I'll be playing Strawn Graydon. He is a Circle of Stone druid. And after the devastating battle, we realized that the Umbral Horde was still out there and they were collecting bodies. And if we were going to stop them, we were going to need to get out there and put an end to it. So we went out and actually engaged them in a fight. We knew that we needed drops of umbral blood if we were going to, perform a ritual to give the green flame to other members of our order. We found out that the druidess, that we had befriended while we had given them green fire after the Phoenix was reborn, everyone had lost it, and they gave it specifically to the four of us before they fled or before they moved on. But the druidess didn't have it, so we had to try and collect people. We needed 10 mages in order to be able to perform the ritual, and then we needed X amount of blood. And if I look at my notes here, we currently have 49 vials of umbral blood to be able to do it. And spellcasters need 2, and I think everybody else needs 1, if I remember correctly.
Other way around.
Oh, vice versa. That sorry. And then for I'm certain more definitive details, I'm gonna throw it over to Doug.
Sure. And real quick, our awesome DM let us round it up to 50 vials of Umber Horde blood that was obtained via multiple castings of Blight, which was pretty awesome, against one of the best D&D monsters to say Rakshasa, which is what Larry turned into when they are corrupted by Cram. Last session, amidst this huge scale of this battle and everything, there was a lot of, everybody had really cool RP moments with different things, and for Destrikos, it was with a still as yet unknown named as Larry, who just in a few encounters has had a big impact on Destrikos' life, but he learned a lot about the other entities and how they turn different species into different monsters. But also in just being overwhelmed by all this, he was asked Tricos, who is a shaggy soul sorcerer from the Terrible Ideas supplement of Beardomancy, as Larry, which is a Leonin, but in this world. What else did we do? Oh yeah, he connected with the Phoenix spirit itself, which sort of like communed with him and learned about a secret chamber far below our keep that we had not known about, where we could enact that ritual and how to do it as well to provide that green flame to everybody, or as many people as we could. And that's why Strand led the way to collect that blood. And let's see, do we have any other specifics? Oh yeah, the Trenton Hork was a really cool NPC that we met, who was just an old man who only knows prestidigitation, uses it to clean the keep. But we liked him a lot. And Gortham did a lot of the recruiting and searching of different spell people with magic potential to give the green flame to. And that's all I got. Oh yeah, and Senta is off doing equally important work, rebuilding her people's society by finding a suitable place and tending to a new mother tree.
Actually, I think Gortham spent more time trying to recruit Aslari into the ranks of the
which was
order.
A pretty tough order, I think, a tall order that he did pretty well with, I thought.
Yeah. As soon as Ted
they came there to fight us.
As soon as Ted started talking and mentioned the cleanup of the battle, it started coming back to me.
Yeah. Yeah, like they came, right? They came there and forced to fight us just like the day before.
Yeah, that's sometimes how it is like, one small detail, and it's like, oh yeah, that's what happened.
Like dominoes.
And like I had forgotten specifically like they were Rock Sasha, but it's also because like I was absolutely like when he said they're Rock Sasha with the the fingers turned out the other way, I'm like, oh my god, we're dead. 4 of them at our level.
It was really hard. I was almost dead.
I'm like, I'm gonna do something, and I don't think it's gonna work.
Yeah, I think you guys were almost dead from hit points, and I was almost dead from the other things that happened. Damage-wise, I didn't really take that much damage.
I got dominated, and then got my butt handed to me from there on out. I was down to like 4 hit points at one point.
I wasn't even at half yet, but I mean, I also.
Gortham tried everything he could to free me from that domination, as I recall.
At least he tried everything he knew.
Yeah, everything he knew.
I did it with my axe. It's not working. He did it again.
I was laughing about.
I'm out of ideas.
Really nice.
I did have a new friend, Rocky, join us. So,
yeah,
that was fun.
Yeah.
And I believe when we left off, we had not rested or anything, so I don't even know if we got back to the keep with the blood that we had successfully got. But I guess our DM will let us know.
So that is where we will open up. As the 3 of you roughly try to carry one another out of this cave and into the white tundrous expanse between your keep and the battlefield, you find that a blizzard has whipped up.
Oh boy.
And you can't even see where your keep is amidst it all.
It wasn't snowing before, right?
It wasn't. It's whipped up in the very short time, which is fairly common for this area to have the blizzards just suddenly whip up. So you take a few steps out into the snow and you need to make a decision. Are you going to persevere through the snow to the keep, or are you going to take shelter within the cave and risk the Umber Horde?
Well, let me ask this question. Is Rocky still here?
Rocky is still here at the moment.
Can you just dig us a tunnel?
Looking to see what other things he might be able to do.
They don't really dig tunnels. They have earth glide.
They can burrow, but I don't think they're going to be able to. It's not going to be able to take us with.
That's what I mean. They have earth glide. They don't really burrow.
Yeah,
they like
just
swim through the earth.
Mhm.
So I feel like I think Gortham's used to this kind of weather. I haven't grown
Mhm.
up in the mountain, on the top of a mountain.
Oh yeah.
I want to try and orient myself and see if I can kind of determine, based off of where this cave is, where I think the fortress would be, the fort would be.
Can I assist?
You can absolutely assist. Gortham, you can choose between an investigation check, a perception check, or a survival check.
I guess we'll go survival.
I could also assist you if you like, but what were you gonna do, Ted?
No, I'm pretty wise, and I think that my elemental possibly has an idea of where I summoned him right outside the keep. So if I kind of orient it on that point, like go that way, the sheer stubbornness of an earth elemental would just be able to push forward.
I think I got this. I got an 8.
An 8. Okay. So
That was with advantage.
got no
well, the other
idea.
roll was a 7.
Oh, you've got
Good
no
grouping.
idea. But
I have no idea what confidence.
you-
I confidently point in a direction. It's random. The keep lies that way.
and when he points, you realize he's pointing towards a rock. And ducking out from behind the rock is a familiar face with gleaming opal eyes and stones underneath. However, Senta is now wearing a white cloak and white leather armor.
Like I know it's Senta, but I also kind of want to stab her.
And beside Senta is Jen, the green dwarf.
Why are you wearing that?
Well, because I took it.
So you
It's
killed
only-
one of those guys and it's theirs, right?
Those are only the
Yes.
lore keepers, Gortham.
Yes, but that's not what's important right now. Right now is I found a place that is ideal for establishing the new dwarven homeland. And you see Jen sort of step up. However, she can scout ahead to take care of any potential threats that might be looming and try to lure them away. But we're still going to have to make it into these caves.
Saying here.
Deeper in, yes.
So
In fact, we were going to take out those Rakshasa before you handled them. Where in the world did the Umber Horde get Aslari to use?
Just point out towards the field.
funny story. The field's covered with a blizzard.
That's true.
They came here to take the Phoenix power, but we were successful in our quest before they could.
I see.
There's a
I'm
good
s-
chance. I know we don't. Our orientation's off, but like, about how far from the keep was this cave? Like ballpark when we left. Like
a couple miles, not far at
okay,
all, but
okay.
very easy to get lost in a blizzard.
Yeah,
where you
yeah.
can't
Oh,
see.
absolutely. I didn't know if it was like you could see it from the gear. That makes total sense.
Mhm. And
There's a
Santa
possibility
looks-
that the tunnels beneath here might connect with those in the keep. There's more chambers than we know about to begin with, as well. So
well,
The,
part of why we chose the place we did, says Senta, is because it connects back to the tunnels of the original dwarven homeland and offers the prospect of possibly recovering them. They're a good ways off, but they're there.
that would be extremely beneficial, especially if they also connected to the keep or in time may.
Well, the Umbral Horde is down there. They fled into the caves after the battle, and they brought numerous bodies with them.
They're weak down there. They sent only a small force through those tunnels, and they didn't expect them to be nearly as perilous as they are. But dwarves are great at navigating perilous tunnels. And it just so
Indeed.
happens that the two of us sabotaged most of them. If you guys can clean up on your way through, then we should be able to possibly save my people.
I don't know how the rest of you feel, and I'll look and see how battered and beat up my allies are. I've expended some of my magic. We certainly need.
My axe is still good, but I do have one question. We came out here to collect that blood, right? And we need it fresh.
Mm-hmm.
Is it gonna still be fresh enough if we go do this thing for Senta?
If it isn't, we'll more than likely have more opportunities to gather more.
Would I be able to, know based on what we were told about the ritual?
So make an Arcana check.
Ooh, that's only going to be a 12.
12. It's good enough. You know that if nothing else, there's a blizzard outside right now, and if you put them near the cave entrance buried in the snow, they should keep.
Okay.
So
That's a good idea.
we gathered up all the spellcasters we could find. And we ended up with one extra spellcaster or two?
1. We had 11.
So I don't want to be that guy, but if both of you perish, we won't be able to restore it. Order and conscript.
It's true. Unless we found more.
I'm sure that won't happen. I mean, it's not like every other Order of the Jade Lotus group I've gone out with has all died. Sure, it'll be fine. You guys are much stronger than those other people.
All right, then. I'll scout ahead to lead the way. Jen will stay with you to help identify the markers.
Sounds like a plan.
Do either of you need healing before we head off?
I'm good, actually.
Right.
And she pulls from her bag these really strange-looking opalescent potions. These are not anything that any of you, even with alchemist supplies, would have ever recognized. Part of what makes this so special is that there is an ancient mythical location down here from Dwarven lore. And it produces magic water said to possess healing properties. And she gives each of you one vial of this liquid that looks in the right catch of the light, just like plain water, but then it can turn almost to this translucent, sparkly white liquid that looks like it has multicolored glitter shimmering throughout it.
Mm. I'll just chug it. I'm really beat up.
Okay. You get the benefits of a full long rest.
No. I immediately fluff up. My fur looks all shiny. It's got volume. Where's that button?
And you guys watch as Dacitricos downs this potion, and briefly, Dacitricos, it actually like palpitates your heart. You sort of drop to all fours.
Okay.
And you see these shimmering waves going over his body and along his hairs. And for a brief moment, it's almost like there's 3 different images interposed on one another, and then he's fine.
You're right, bud. You
feel
need to be left
incredibly
alone with that.
refreshed.
I feel better than I have perhaps in my whole life. I'll look at Jen and send it like, if nothing else, we can't let that resource fall into the hands of the Umber Horde if it's down there as well.
I will take one of those potions and put it in my pouch.
Okay. And then she also offers you one, Strawn, if you'll take it.
Oh man, baby, did I need that?
I will put one in the pouch. I'm okay at the moment. I was actually asking my allies if they needed the healing, but of course, if there was something that you needed as well. But do we know any information in regards to their disposition down there? They said that some of them have been waylaid by traps and things that you've laid for them.
Yes. So there are Umber Horde creatures, Umber spawn, all down in these tunnels. And I only know about the main path. The main path is mostly cleared. However, that's not to say that in the time I've come up to talk to you that more haven't come out and gone into the other tunnels. I can scout the way and I'll try to warn you, but I only have so many of these. And she pulls out these glowing crystals. There are 3 red ones and the rest are blue. And they aren't monocrystals, but they are just basic glowstones. However, Strawn, you being a stone druid, would be familiar with the fact that they work like chalk, but they make chalk marks that glow in the dark.
Ooh, that's cool.
So she says to you, I can make only so many red marks to warn you of danger ahead, but I can also mark the path in blue. Do you need anything else from me?
I don't think so. That's pretty good.
All right. Well, be safe. I trust you with Jen.
Now, is Jen carrying the seed?
Jen does have the seed. In fact, you notice that Jen now has this seed embedded in their chest where it wasn't before. And you have these tendrils like roots creeping under the skin. So it looks like it's already taken hold of them.
I'll tell Senta before she goes, though, that I know that this is important to your people, but also now look over at Jen, that it's important that your friend is safe as well. We will do our best.
Right. Thank you.
She's in good hands.
I trust you. I believe that you will take good care of them.
We got this far together.
We have. And we're going to see this through to the end, whatever that looks like. And with that, Senta vanishes. And she just pulls this cloak and like literally turns invisible as it flutters.
Nice.
And is gone. So you guys now are left with Jen, who's sitting there and sort of looks up at all of you, looks up again at Gortham and takes like a half step back.
So I guess by this point in time, my hour is up on Rocky, huh?
Yeah, right about now.
What's wrong?
You can have one more round with him if you want to do one thing with him.
I'm gonna have a tender moment.
And I just say thanks as he just kind of melds back into the stone at our feet.
Okay. And so Jen sort of looks at the 3 of you. All right, let's go. And who is leading the way?
I'll follow Jen.
Okay.
Well, I think Jen is leading. I think
one of you 3 is leading.
Yeah. I mean, Senta, Dave?
Senta led, and Senta's going to mark the way with blue marks at key points.
Okay.
And for reference, Senta has 3 red marks that she can make. So if there is danger beyond more than 3 intersections, then she will not be able to warn you of any impending danger. However, every impending danger, as you know, holds the promise of more umber blood as well as the potential for treasure.
Sure. So I did leave the 50 vials outside in the snow.
Okay, so you put the 50 vials in the snow, so they should keep. And you head in to the caverns. And who is going to be leading the way again?
I will.
Gortham. All right, Gortham.
Are we trying to be quiet or anything?
That's up to Gortham.
Nah, I don't think so.
Okay.
Okay. So you venture into this cavern and you very quickly realize that it drops off into a ledge, but there are these branching pathways that spiral around the outside of this massive pit that you can't see the bottom of. However, you do hear cackling and other sort of gnarly noises from things that you would recognize as Umber spawn down in the depths.
Watch your first step. It's a doozy.
So do you want to take the path to the left or the right?
Which one did Senta mark for us?
So Senta did not mark an initial path here, but you do see markings on the opposite side of this pit. If you go around the right way, you'll have to go one at a time because the ledge is narrow and may risk those of you who are broader, Desatrikos and
also low
Gortham,
dexterity.
with falling. However, the other way, you'll need to jump along a broken path, requiring either finesse with athletics or acrobatics.
As we're sort of paused there for a moment, then I'm gonna just run my pause through my mane, and it's gonna coil itself into a tap knot, and I'll enhance my style
Okay.
for athletics because I suck at that.
Jens, which way would you prefer to go?
I'm going to go the narrow way. It's easier for me, but each of you can choose your own path. We'll meet up over there. And they point at the intersection of 3 branching tunnels, one that goes down, one that goes up, and one that goes straight on.
I will go with Jen.
Okay.
Is that what
All
you're
right.
doing too, Strand?
Indeed.
Yeah,
So-
that will too. I'm like, screw you guys, we'll go the other way.
I am not relying on any kind of jumping ability with my athletics of -1.
Okay.
Come on, Strong. Just summon some giant bats and we'll fly to the other side.
So, Gortham, make a stealth check as you're going first with Jen.
All right.
Oh, Jen rolled badly.
Stealth.
I'm stealthing as well then. Oh, that's a nice number.
That's a 19.
19.
Natural 20 for a total of 22.
Oh, okay.
Are we all rolling still?
Anyone who's going the narrow way is.
Oh yeah, for sure. 18.
18. Okay. So thankfully, Jen sort of leads the charge here and learns very quickly why they're not leading the party primarily. As they stumble, let out an inherent scream as they grab themselves on a stalagmite. And when they scream, you hear this rumbling and several loose stalactites fall from the ceiling in front of Jen. However, your superb rolls will afford Gortham the chance to try to grab Jen with an acrobatics or an athletics check.
Yeah, we should probably do
You
athletics.
prevent them from falling with their natural 1.
Oh, jeez.
A natural 20 made it so it's possible they're not going to just fall in automatically.
That's good.
Oh, that's so sad. I got a 9.
9 does not quite do it. Jen falls into the pit and begins plummeting. Do Dasatrikos or Strawn have a reaction they would like to use?
I mean, it's not a reaction spell, but can I Thorn Whip her?
You can Thorn Whip if you want to Thorn Whip them.
This is +9 to hit. Nerdarchy Die is so excited it jumped out of the dice tray. So that's 7 to hit.
7.
27.
27 definitely hits. 7 would not.
18 plus 9. So,
All right. So, Strawn, describe what happens.
as we're kind of watching, and Gortham reaches out and just narrowly misses her, I lash out with the thorn whip, and you know I assume she fell, whether it be forward or backwards. When people fall, they fall head first towards wherever they're going. So I lasso an ankle.
All right. You catch that ankle and prevent Jen from falling further down. And you just hear this, ah, 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 ah. Thank you.
So,
Thank you. And you hear this vague rumbling above again.
I don't know if, Dacitricos or Gortham or the combined, they could, grab her as I hoist up.
Yep, you can absolutely do that. So together with Gortham, Dacitricos, and Strawn all working together, you save Jen from certain death and the entire mission from failure right from the outset.
Yeah, on the first step.
Yeah, very first number. I was like, well, this is how this is going now. Let's hope my villains roll as poorly. Together, you make it across to the other side, and you now see that the way leading down, the tunnel that leads downward, is marked in red. The tunnel leading straight on is marked in red, and the tunnel leading up is marked in blue.
So we're at the first decision point, and we're already through 2 of our 3 reds.
Piece of cake.
So there is danger 2 ways, and there is a blue that seems to be clear the other.
Oh, I'd say we take the blue.
All right. So you travel up the blue, and you find yourselves having to go up a steep slope, but each of you is fairly capable in that none of you has a -2 athletics, I'm pretty sure.
Well.
You do have a -2 athletics. In that case,
yep.
You do need to roll athletics, and it is not super difficult, but it is necessary if you have a minus in athletics.
15.
15, you are good. So each of you manages to make your way up this steep slope, and then you see that it actually leads into a stone slide that spirals down. And there's a trickle of water. So functionally, you guys now have to choose if you're going down the water slide.
Cowabunga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. Sorry, I was answering a quick little thing in the chat for Doug from our chat. So you guys slide down this slope, and Gortham, you are starting out, right?
Yes.
The first one?
Yep.
All right. So as you're slipping and sliding, this water is getting in your fur, and you are actually at some points actually spiraling all the way around, doing like a corkscrew sort of thing. And you see that the slide itself branches off into 2 directions, one of which has a stalagmite, sticking up right in the middle. So you need to try to make an athletics check to steer yourself toward the clear way.
Oh, piece of cake. Let's see. Not an Arcana check.
Nope, not Arcana.
So that's a 26.
26, easily done. You shove off against the wall and shoot down that safe way. And Jen is next. Okay, Jen actually succeeded, barely. So Jen also sort of mimics what you did, though with less effect because they're just not as muscular as Gortham, but manages to get out the safe way. Is it Dacitricos or Strawn next?
I'm sort of just imagine them standing there, and he's just sort of like looking at him. I don't want to go in, but I will next. It's just like all wet. Not my first choice.
Go for it.
Okay.
All right, I'll just my first sort of retracts in a little bit. Just
Okay.
But
Ted, were you going to say something?
So like, I is it obvious? I mean, especially after the whatever the last climb was, do I really feel like this is going to be a heavy athletic journey?
Yes, it probably is.
Um, well, then before I jump in the water,
I can enhance your style too, man. Oh no, I can't. It's concentration.
yeah, I was gonna say I will give myself bear's endurance through enhance ability.
Nice.
Okay. So how does that look for you?
So he basically like bulks up a little bit. Sorry, not bear's endurance, bull strength.
Okay.
You know,
I've been working out. So he gets all swole.
it's magical fakeness.
Juicing.
3 points.
So anyway, it's an athletics check, right?
Yep, an athletics check to dodge the impending stalagmite.
All right, I do have advantage, and that turned a 10 into an 11.
11?
Yeah.
Okay, so you managed to not succeed, and you
That's
crash.
an interesting way of putting it.
Sorry, I don't know why.
You were
worded it that
able
way.
to not succeed on that.
You take 4 bludgeoning damage as the stalagmite crushes, and you ram into it,
All right.
and it hurts, and you are now
Okay.
sliding down a different path from everyone else.
Oh
I have
no.
to make a concentration check for my enhanced.
Yep.
No problem. A different way than everybody else. And,
Yep.
okay.
You are
All
sliding
right.
a different way.
All right, here's Strahn's check.
I say, Shagos, be with me.
All right, so first roll is a 4, so that would result in a 3. But my Nerdarchy die rolled a 15, so that is a 14.
All right. So Strawn also fails and slides through the other way. However, thankfully, Desatrikos took the brunt of the hit. So you just are caught going the opposite direction as well. And Gortham, you and Jen sploosh, plummeting into this pool of water.
Oh, my nemesis.
And Desatrikos and Strawn, you
Okay.
two tumble out into a pile of rocks.
Oh.
Each of you needs to make an acrobatics check.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I guess water is better than rocks.
Natural 19 for a 19.
Okay.
That's going to be a 4 for a total of 6.
Okay. So, Strawn, you take 3 bludgeoning damage as you smash your face into the pile of rocks.
Oh, jeez.
Desatrikos just tucked and rolled and got up without an issue.
Land on my feet.
Cats land on their feet, apparently.
Uh,
But you see, Gortham is now head above water, just sort of treading water for a minute with Jen beside him.
All right, so I don't know what kind of rocks are down here, but the natural 1 on my concentration check, if I might have a little bit of agency, whether it be legitimate or just a momentary misinterpretation, a semi-precious stone, something that looked interesting within the rocks below, caught my attention, and then it caught my head as I careen off of it, completely failing my concentration check and taking the damage.
That is absolutely fair. And you guys find yourselves in this big, expansive, open cavern. And you now see that there are 3 tunnels leading in here. One is marked with red, one is marked with red and blue, and another is marked with only blue.
I think going the safest route is probably preferable as far as we can, right?
I don't understand, how could it be safe and not safe at the same time?
Do you say that out loud?
I do.
As they are stroking to the shore, Jen will say, some of the caverns intersect, but the ones that are blue and red will both lead you the right way and won't dead end. But there's danger down there.
Well, that clarifies something for me because I didn't know if we were in the same cavern or not.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. You guys landed safely in the pool, whereas our slide landed on rocks in the pool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Might even better than landing in the water. Shake off. So there's danger and safe and just danger
And then just safe.
and just safe. Well, I guess we would just go to just safe.
Okay.
I thought they only had 3 red marks to leave.
They have 3 They have 3 total intersections where they can leave red marks.
Okay.
So.
And they've done
Now,
2.
The thing to consider is, the Umbral Horde must be dealt with to some degree if, the dwarves are going to settle here. And we do need Umbral blood. So having a red and a blue mark leads us in the right direction and helps clear their foulness from these lands.
Of note. Sorry. Go ahead. I didn't know you weren't done.
I said just a point to consider.
Of
Seems
note.
reasonable, yes.
The one that is only blue is higher up, and you will need to make a climbing check in order to get up there to follow it.
The last blue was up also too. Do we ultimately want to go down, and that's why it's safer, because it's like that's not really the way we really need to go?
So you are going down. All of them this time are leading down, but one of them is you climb up to a tunnel and then it goes down.
Oh, okay.
So you are basically slowly spelunking downward on slopes.
Mm-hmm.
But the blue ways are going to be safer paths, or at least lead you in the right direction.
Right.
Whereas a fully red path is probably going to dead end and also has danger.
Oh, it's probably a dead end.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't catch that.
Or
part.
get you lost.
Yeah. Okay, that's very pertinent.
So
I think you make a lot of sense, Strand.
All right, let's slay the Umbra Horde then, and I head down that way.
Who's going
Blue and
first?
I am.
You are. Okay, Gortham. You start following the red and blue path, and you start seeing markings along the wall. The markings are in Dwarven. Do you speak Dwarven?
I do.
Okay, the markings tell a story of an ancient legend of the first chromatic dwarf, the one who founded the entire noble class system, and how she made a journey down to these tunnels and ended up becoming lost in the maze. She couldn't find her way back to the mother tree, but her faith in the connectedness of all dwarves caused her to become a pool of healing water.
Oh, that's better than becoming a pool of piss. Sure. Paying close attention to see if I can figure out why she made the white dwarves.
And I need you to make a perception roll or survival, your choice.
Let's see. They're actually the same for me. Here's a perception check.
Okay.
14.
14. Okay. You see hoof prints in the scattered dirt and loam that mingles with the rocky earth down here. But not a lot of horses make their way this far underground.
I will put my foot next to that foot mark.
Okay.
See if they match up.
They're very similar in size.
Yeah. And is there other? So I want to see if there's other marks around it.
There are, in fact. It seems that they go in a pattern of patrol. And
Now
you hear clopping coming from around the corner up ahead.
The ogres, do they have hooves as well, or they have feet?
The ogres do have hooves. They have cloven hooves like yours. These hooves are not cloven.
Oh, they're not cloven.
And you see an eerie yellow light
Oh no.
glowing from around that corner. You have
That's
one
not-
round to act. What are you doing?
Never good.
I'll charge and rage.
All right.
All right.
Desatrikos and Strawn, you see this yellow light up the way that is exactly where the pathway is leading, and Gortham begins charging. What do each of you do? We'll start with Strawn.
I'm looking to see what spells I might be able to pull out here. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna walk out after him.
Okay, and
He runs
Desatrikos.
Yeah, I'll just cautiously move the direction Gortham went and sort of say a prayer to Shagos, and just in case I'll cast Blade Ward, and my fur kind of like tightens up around me and hardens for just a moment, just in case.
Okay.
Is it Blade Ward or Braid Ward?
Oh my god, yes, it is totally Braid Ward. Good.
So, I need everyone to roll initiative at this time, because you are coming upon some guardians for this particular section of the caverns.
14 for Desatrikos.
Not great. An 8.
An 8. All right. They got a natural 1.
Ooh, man, your dice are. We're using those.
They
blood
hate
dice?
me tonight, and it's my
Those-
Nerdarchy dice too. It's my amazing.
No.
Thanks, guys.
quality
Thanks,
dice.
thanks, guys.
Steven, they don't hate you. They like us.
You're right. They like you. That's
they
the
feel
problem.
drawn. They feel drawn to you.
So,
Help them.
fair warning. If you get these amazing Nerdarchy aircraft quality metal dice, they absolutely favor players and not DMs. So, okay, I have Desatrikos at a 14, correct?
Yep.
And then I have Gortham got a 4.
8.
8. That's important. And then what did Strawn get?
18.
18. Strawn's going first. All right.
Do we see anything out there?
So, as you round the corner following Gortham, you see these, you see what looks like a humanoid figure, but it's rotting and there are skeletal parts putting through. There is ripped flesh all along the forearms and chest, and it looks like the neck has been mutilated completely, and there is no head. The bottom half is equine and also rotting, with the hair and flesh matted and pulling away from bone and muscle tissue. And the thing is carrying what looks almost like a spear, but dangling from a thick black iron chain is a yellow lit flamed lantern just hanging and swooshing.
That
And
is
you see
creepy,
3 of
man.
these Doulahans,
All right, are they?
which are what centaurs become.
Are they clustered
Nice.
together?
Are they what?
Are they clustered together?
They are clustered together because it is a narrow cavern.
All right. So there's 3 of them.
There is 3 of them at present.
All right. So I will throw an ice knife
An
at
ice knife.
the first one.
Okay.
Here, that is going to be a deck save.
A deck save. That is a 15.
Not going to do it.
Not gonna do it. Okay, so roll that damage.
So the 2 on the sides are going to have to make the deck saving throw as well. So the first guy takes 7 points of damage.
Okay, well they definitely didn't make it because that was less. So 6 points of damage to the first guy, and then what?
So then he will take an additional 6 cold damage, and then the 2 flanking will take the 6 cold damage as well.
Okay. So as you spin your staff and cast this ice knife, the shard pegs right into the chest of the first and then explodes out. And while this would normally be a fatal blow to most creatures, This one seems unbothered, even though you can now see its gaping chest cavity where its heart is still beating a little bit, but in an arrhythmic, strange pattern.
Did the cold seem to affect it?
The cold does affect it. The piercing does affect it too, but it's just because they are undead,
Sure.
they are not actually as affected as you might think.
Yeah,
so that they keep going.
I just wanted to make sure that, my spell was actually effective and not like, oh, I just wasted.
Oh, yep, nope, it is fully effective.
Cool.
And Desatrikos, you're up next. You see these 3 Dullahans.
And Gortham's charging them currently?
Gortham is charging.
Then I am going to try to binding beard the closest one, or main in this case. Is it just sort of like reached out, and I'll try to restrain it.
Okay.
That is, I think it's an attack roll. Let me check. Yeah. The creature can see a melee spell attack roll. Yeah. So I got a +9 there. That's going to be 11.
11 does not hit.
All right. Man, that's it. I'll just keep. I don't want to get ahead of Gortham, but I want to stay close to him. So.
Okay, Gortham, you are going to get an extra attack this round because you are charging, sir. So, because you have the special Minotaur ability.
Okay, so I want to rage.
Okay.
And I guess whatever one took the ice dagger to the chest,
Yep.
I am going to recklessly attack that one.
Okay.
I guess a
Recklessly attack
10
away.
doesn't hit, so I want to use my inspiration
Okay.
to re-roll that. And that's going to be an 18.
An 18 will absolutely hit.
All right, so that's going to be 16 points of slashing damage.
All right. So 16 points of slashing damage. Holy
Well,
cow.
Silver and magic.
Okay.
And we'll attack again. Oh, these rolls. Does a 12 hit?
A 12 does not hit. When you hit it, though, you hear a piercing scream in your head
Uh-huh.
that it's not quite humanoid. It's almost like if a humanoid had become a beast, and it is chilling. It's not actually a mechanical thing. It's just that happens.
Okay.
It's a chilling thing.
A chilling thing.
A chilling thing.
Does a
happens to
21
you.
hit?
21 hits.
And that is going to be another 12 points of damage.
Another 12 points of damage. It is bloodied and hurting severely.
Okay.
And you just carve this gash along it, and you even get halfway into its arm with one of those strikes. And its arm seems unfazed and still moving, despite the fact that it has a massive wound that would absolutely impair most others.
So I want to, I don't know how they're positioned, but I want to get as close to all 3 of them as possible. Is it possible to be adjacent to all 3?
It is possible to be adjacent to all 3.
And that's what I'm doing.
Okay. And you have one actually casts a lantern wisp, and 3 wisps fly out from their lantern light. And these yellow wisps start trying to buzz around each of you, almost like an insect. I need each of you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Was that a
as they
spell?
attempt to strike you. It is a spell.
All right, then as a reaction, I will attack him
Okay.
for casting a spell next to me. That's a
All right.
23 to hit.
23 hits.
That is going to be math. 22 points of damage.
22. Describe its grisly demise.
Yeah. So I guess it goes to hold its lantern up to fling the wisps at us, and it like it does the fling thing, but as it does, my axe like cuts through his arm and into his torso, and like the lantern just goes flying with the wisps.
Mm-hmm.
And it just collapses like in and around my axe.
And you see that the wisps then chaotically spiral shard.
So we don't need to make saving throws now?
Nope, you don't need to make saving throws now because you interrupted it with your reaction.
Nice.
So that is going to be the next one. The next one's going to try the same thing again. Since the first one failed, they want to get this up.
All right,
So
we
each of you
dex
can make a
saves.
dexterity saving throw.
I rolled it already, so I'm using the one that I rolled. I have a 16.
Oh man, if that's on the table, that yeah, for sure. I got 19.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. All of you guys succeed. And once again, you dodge these wisps. And you notice that when they char things, the place where it's charred begins just leaking this eerie glow that's yellowish in nature. So also, just so all of you know, our stream went green for a little bit. So everyone that's watching, if your stream goes green, hit the F5, that'll refresh it, and it will be fine. So just so you know, pro tip. So this seems to be an effect that causes whatever it hits to glow faintly. So last one is not even going to worry about that, and it's going to cast at Gorthum. So Gorthum, it is trying to hit you with what is functionally a melee spell attack.
Okay.
Does a 21 hit your armor class?
It does. It also has advantage to make that roll too.
Oh,
You pretty much
I
always
like
have
the
advantage
first
to hit
roll
me.
better.
Alright.
So 21.
I will spell eat that.
Okay. So you are going to take half of this damage I'm going to tell you about. So that is going to be a total of 16.
Oh, I'm not
radiant
going to
damage.
spell eat it.
You're
I'm going
not
to take the
going
full
to spell
thing.
eat it.
I don't have a reaction.
Okay, that's right. So you have 16 damage that you have taken.
What kind of damage is it?
Radiant.
Radiant. Okay.
Yep. As these wisps, once again, it sort of cracks you upside the head, and these wisps fly into you. Oh, I forgot to roll damage for that too. That's another 8 bludgeoning.
All right. That
as
one
it
went on my
whacks you with
nose.
the pole. It is not magical bludgeoning damage though.
Okay.
So only the magic effect is magical for what that's worth. Because I know you're raging. And that is its entire round at present. So Strawn, you're up.
All right. So this is the part where I've got way too many spells to remember. I should have done this instead of the ice knife last round. So just behind them, I point my staff, and the ground begins to rumble just a little bit, and then it just kind of erupts like a volcano of rock and whatnot, just raining down. So it's just outside of Gortham's range, but it'll hit the two Dullahans that are there. They need to make dex saving throws.
All right, and they will have disadvantage because of the narrow cavern. That one doesn't make it. That one doesn't make it with that roll, the first one. So, yep, both of them fail.
It's gonna be 24 magical bludgeoning damage.
24. Oh, they are both bloodied all of a sudden. As this quake just causes them to take these rocks falling on them, and they stumble to their knees, and it is just a whole mess in this cavern. You hear the rumbling echoing in the distance.
And not that it matters, but that area is now difficult terrain.
Okay.
So if they decide to
Despericos.
flee backwards for whatever reason, their movement's half.
Okay. So no fleeing.
I am going to snarl at them and produce flame. I forgot about that with my green
Okay.
flame, and just
All
hurl one of them at the nearest one. And
Okay.
That's a 19 to hit.
19 hits.
All right. And that is 8 fire damage. And then I'm going to quicken spell and quicken a produce flame and turn into a bonus action and do it again.
Okay.
So nice, gotta do it twice.
Yeah. That's a 12
like
to hit.
that. Make a rhyme anytime. 12 does not hit.
Okay. And that was my move or my action, my bonus action. Now, what's the situation here? There's difficult terrain behind them from the little minor earthquake. One of them's dead. Gortham's right up in the mix with the other two.
Uh-huh.
John's, I'm imagining, like a little bit behind me, and I'm just sort of.
Yep.
Okay, then I'll move up to where I'm near Gortham, and if I can get like in a flanking type position to help him out when it's his turn, I'll do that. Even if I just gotta like put myself in the middle of danger.
Okay. All right. Gortham, you're up then.
All right. Let's choppy these guys down. That's going to be a 25 to hit.
25 will hit.
Man.
And that is going to be 19 points of damage.
19. Oh gosh, it's so close to dead. It is so close to dead, but not quite there yet.
Well, that's going to be a 26 to hit.
That will hit.
Gorum.
And that's going to be another 13 points of damage.
Are you hitting the same one or a different one?
Same one.
Okay, just describe its grisly demise.
Yeah, so the first swing takes its forelegs from it, underneath of it, and they can go flying against the wall. And then he back swings down at, they're headless, right?
Uh-huh.
Down just under the shoulders at the top of the rib cage there, and just cleaves the top of the shoulders and arms off, and they go the other direction. So the legs go one way, the arms
even
go the
more
other.
gross.
And it just like falls over and just
Like,
starts
right
oozing out
here.
whatever. Yeah.
That's grosser than beheading.
Well, I mean, isn't it like mostly bone at this point in time?
Yeah, they're zombies. The things zombified. It seemed like too. So
I-
that's pretty nice.
Died. So
I'm sorry, I was completely envisioning these
put
things
them to work right now.
mostly skeletal.
Let's try it again.
Yeah, that's true. They're all rotten and
There we go. Got it. Just took a second.
brutal.
All right. I don't know what's going on with my little headphones here. I need to get those replaced soon. So, all right. Now we're at the Dullahans.
Oh wait, I got a bonus action.
That wasn't. Oh yeah, you get two
Oh,
attacks. I was like,
yeah.
man.
I want to use that to make him make a strength saving, so strength saving throw DC 15 against my hammering horns.
So the one that you didn't hit.
Yes.
Okay. Strength saving throw. That is a 13.
13, that fails, so it's gonna push it 10 feet away into the difficult terrain.
Ouch. Okay. So you just ram the thing and shovel it into the difficult terrain like a bulldozer.
Yeah.
Emphasis on bull in the bulldozer. And this last Dullahan is all that's left. And it's going to start with its opening action. So everyone needs to make a wisdom saving throw. As you hear this sound almost like nails on a chalkboard and an animal's howl mingling together in your brain.
It's only a 7
And
for me.
it shivers your nerves.
Shivers,
and-
shivers.
That's a 9.
9, fail. What
Yeah,
did
7.
Destricos get?
7.
No, that fails.
I was, in my head, I'm like, oh, high and mighty. I'm like, this is the best save I've got. And what do I have on the die? I have a 3. As a total of 12.
Okay, all of you fail as you start seeing your skin begin ripping open. And black Icarus blood starts pouring from the gushing wounds all over your body. Bugs begin trickling out of these wounds as well, crawling all over you. And that is just what you perceive in addition to this horrendous sound in your ears. And it is now going to attack Gortham with advantage. Does a 22 hit you?
Oh yeah. So that saving throw, nothing happened other than we see that.
Yep, you see all of that. You experience all of that. You are going to have advantage against you whenever it tries to hit you with an attack.
Oh, that's pretty
And
meaningless to me.
you will have disadvantage to attacks.
That means a bit more.
So it is going to deal. That is 4 plus 4, 8 plus 1, 9 plus 4 is 13 bludgeoning damage.
All right.
And it's going to go for another attack because it has 2 attacks with this when it's not casting. Oh wait, I rolled the damage already, but I presume a 23 hits because a 22 hit.
Yeah.
So that is 15 plus 7. That's 22 plus 4, 26 bludgeoning damage. Now these are non-magical bludgeoning, by the way.
That was a lot more on that time.
Yeah, it rolls 3d10 when it hits you with this. And that is its round. That's all it can do. Strawn, you get a saving throw at the beginning of your turn.
21.
Wisdom. 21 succeeds. So you sort of blink for a minute and you sort of tune the ringing and the screaming out of your ears. And when you manage to tune it out, everything washes away and you realize it was all an illusion the whole time. And then you sort of ignore as you shake off the last bits of that terrible sound in your mind.
So I will shout out, to my companions, don't be rocks for brains. It's an illusion. And I will cast Produce Flame at
Okay.
the Dullahan. Is that 2d6 there, Doug?
2d8.
8.
Yeah.
All right, that's going to be a 26 to hit.
26 absolutely hits.
That's going to be 12 points of greeny, flamey damage.
12 points. All right. It is hurting and it has to make a concentration check. That succeeds. Okay. That's a Tricos. You cannot hear what Strawn said, but you can make a saving throw just the same because you are deafened with this effect as well.
Wow, it's a natural 20 for a 21.
Okay, you are out of it. You also blink yourself free and you hear the remnants of what Strawn says. And
So I
you
can
realize
hear now?
it was all an illusion.
But were we actually like deafened?
You were deafened at the time, but you can hear again.
Yeah. Okay, good. I don't hear what he's saying, but it looked like his throwing his flame seemed to work, and it did for me too, so I'm gonna do that again. Green flame it up. And that's a 12 to hit.
Nope.
I'm gonna spend 2 sorcery points to quicken another one.
All right.
Man, 14?
14 also doesn't hit. Just missed. Just missed. Man,
I'm getting
so
mad,
close.
and I just my claws are like shing, shing. I'm gonna go ahead.
All right. Do you have anything else you want to do?
No, just
Okay.
growl angrily.
All right. Gortham, you are up. You are experiencing this terrible thing.
23 to hit.
You get a saving throw. Wisdom saving throw first.
He doesn't care. He's used to winning.
That's what I was saying. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna recklessly attack
So that'll
him
be
anyway.
16 points of damage. Let's see the saving throw.
16.
Yeah, that's a 9. Not gonna do it.
Okay. So that is... It is really, really close to dying. It is so close to dying.
Well, let's see if we can't facilitate that.
Oh, wait. It has to make a concentration check.
Oh,
And
there's
it makes it
disadvantage
again.
then.
Again. Oh, but it has disadvantage with you. That's right.
I think all concentrations checks are at disadvantage if I'm standing near it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it failed.
Nice.
So you are no longer under this effect.
Perfect. So that's a 21 instead of a 12 then.
Okay. That will hit.
And that is 20 points of damage.
Describe its grisly demise.
I just like go over top of its torso and like hook the axe right into the back of the horse part of the spine and just kind of like slam it into the ground. Like all four legs just go cartoon style, go out in different directions as the whole body just slams into the ground and its rib cage just kind of explodes.
Okay, that is graphic and absolutely works. And that thing is dead. There are no more Dullahans in the vicinity. All of the lanterns have extinguished, leaving you in this inky blackness. By the way, do any of you have a light source outside of the glow marks you've been following?
I am a light source currently.
You are, that's true.
For this round, and then there will be not a light source anymore. I think one of those guys usually either cast light or produce flame or something.
I hadn't really thought about it. But if it was there, yeah, usually I have produced.
Okay, yeah, I figured as much, so I was just kind of assuming.
So yeah, we'll just say that I've kind of had my low-key produce.
Okay.
So I envision these things as mostly skeletal. Were they more zombie, less skeleton?
More zombie, less skeleton.
Gruesome. Is there blood that could be collected, or is this not fresh enough to?
Oof, I don't know if we'd want to use this kind.
There is blood to be collected.
Are they like undead?
They are undead. If you have a poisoner's kit, you can just collect it.
I do not. I am proficient in the herbalism kit.
Oh,
Medicine.
that will work too. We'll say that applies for this.
Okay.
So go ahead and collect. Let's see how many vials you can get from each one. 4 vials from the first one. 13 vials from the second one. And 2 more vials from the last one.
Good thing we recruited that vial maker months ago.
I think we've probably got like.
He wondered why we told him to just make vials nonstop.
No, he knows.
Water skins or whatnot.
Just goofing around. Sorry.
Yes, you can absolutely use your water skins to collect these because you ran out of vials last time, if you remember. So, yeah. But you get a total of was 2, 4, 6. So that's 6 plus 13, 19 more doses total. And you guys now find yourselves in a clear path.
Is there anything on the Dullahans besides their musty spears?
They have their musty spears, which should definitely be the new name of this weapon.
Musty?
That is what I said.
However, Strawn,
Aye.
you, because of your background with stonework and everything like that, you recognize that these are made of black iron and obsidian. And what would really scare you about this is the Umber Horde are making weapons. That's never happened before.
These aren't centaur make. They're
right.
Yeah, I wonder what kind of Umbra Horde creature makes weapons. Where do they come from? Also, the whole time that they've been like getting the blood or looking at this stuff, Gretham's just been like chugging healing potions. I realized, I don't know why, but I have a bunch of them on my character sheet, so I'm just going to use them.
You do?
I mean, you could have just drank the one that just resets everything.
Yeah, I think I'd rather save that until I'm like really low and I want my resources back.
Sure, understood. So what do dwarves turn into?
Dwarves turn into the boggarts.
As far as we know, do the boggarts retain the dwarves' crafting ability?
You've not seen it. You've only seen fresh boggarts.
So I'll kind of speak to the group about that kind of fear. I mean, possibly close to where the dwarven kind of homeland is.
They may have found those things there. Is it weird that they're even using tools or weapons? Period. Not okay. They may have found them below. I mean, there's no way they would have forged them in just one day.
Do they look roughshod? Do they mean like quickly made?
Yes, they do.
So either they have bound someone into their service that's not Umbral, or the Umbral Horde have gained new abilities.
There are mortals who walk dark paths as well. They may have allies.
I don't know what's more unsettling.
Yeah.
Well, also, prom is free now.
Who knows how that changes them as well.
Well, if they are not Umbral, then they must have a heart of stone if they're gonna actually forge alliance with them.
Well,
Seems like a
hopefully
bad
that
idea.
was the red mark. Now we have only to find the blue.
Let's continue on.
Yeah.
All right, you guys continue on.
Sorry,
And
sorry,
you
sorry,
find
Cameron.
yourselves now standing, you kind of go along this very steep slope for a brief time that goes further down before it opens up onto a ledge. The ledge is overlooking this pit that is not fully like a bottomless pit like before, but this one is like a pit that is full of just a sea of undead creatures. You see harpies flying in the upper parts of this chamber. You see all of the different members of the Umber Horde sort of gathered here in this chamber. And you see that there are 3 narrow pathways that lead across to the other side, where there are now 3 more tunnels. And these are marked, each one with red, but one has a blue mark.
How far across?
It is about 200 feet across.
Oh my god.
So 200-foot diameter chamber, roughly circular. The harpies are flying overhead, so you'll have to make a stealth roll if you want to be in the open middle pathway. You'll have to make an athletics or acrobatics if you want to take the path to the left that is stilted and has broken sections, or you can take the path to the right, which will risk you needing to make a stealth roll. And if you fail, you may be subjected to more stalactites that fall from above.
And then, sorry, just in case I missed it, so these ledges are in this roughly circular chamber, and there's a bunch of things milling about below.
Correct. So
How
you're
far-
basically
how far
trying
back?
to go across.
Yeah, but only along the edges of the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And how is there like it's just like a horde of undead down there? Like,
Yes.
Like
Just
going
a
down
horde
there.
of the Umber
Okay.
Horde.
okay, a literal Umber horde.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Can we see where we would be heading on the other side? I think you said there
Yes.
was a blue map.
Yep.
All right, friends. I think I might have a easier solution to this. Come close, and I have everybody put their kind of hand out, and I reach down to the stone that's at our feet, and I just begin to incant, and I will cast invisibility on all of us.
Okay. So you do that. You catch Jen in that too?
Yeah, because
Okay.
second level I get 1, 3, 4, 5. So for a 5th level spell slot,
Ooh, that's
I
your
get all 4. of them.
Okay.
only
All right.
one, right?
So you guys are just taking the path straight across then?
Whatever would be the easiest is where.
Wait, there's a path straight across?
There is a path that is straight across. There is a path to the right and to the left. The
How
one
is
to
there
the
a
right
path
is
straight
also going to
across?
be a stealth roll. So the difference in the stealth rolls is if you fail in the middle, you now have combat on a 5-foot wide ledge
Yeah.
that can
How's there a
plummet
path
you
in
into
the
a pit
middle?
of undead.
How's there a path in the middle?
Because there's just a rock path and then it is hollow underneath. So
Oh,
it's almost like
okay.
an archway.
Yeah. Okay, got it. Sorry, I'm just
No, you're
Get hung
good. You're
up on
good.
those visual things I'm trying to pick.
Yep.
Got it. Let me just take that way.
All right.
I'm looking to do the easiest walk, and I will go slow, and I can't lose concentration because then we'd all be visible and that'd be a problem.
Mhm.
All right. So who's going first?
I guess, and I guess also, we would have had to extinguish the light before we got up here, or that would have made us very visible.
Anything you're carrying is also invisible.
Yes.
Does any Strand? Do you have dark vision?
No, I'm human.
Okay.
Do you have dark vision?
Yeah.
So you and Jen have dark vision. Me and Strawn do not.
Then I will extend my mane out to exorbitant lengths so everybody can at least like hold on to that.
Okay.
And while I'm doing that, I'm going to, since we're all invisible and nobody will notice anyway, I'll enhance everybody's style and make them bald so we have advantage on stealth checks.
Okay.
But they
Do
can't
you
see
lose
anyway, so they don't.
invisibility if you cast a spell?
Oh yeah,
Well,
that's right.
We could talk about what our plan is.
Nah.
Oh,
no,
okay.
yeah.
You're gonna talk about it first and then do the thing. Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, you can totally do that.
Okay, then I'll do that.
Okay.
Let's see. That'd be the same thing. 1, 2, 4. There's 4 of us.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to do 1, 2, 4. Okay, I'm just making sure I use the right spell slot. All right.
Okay.
So do we have like super advantage with having being
Oh, that's right, we're invisible,
and,
too.
and
I guess we're doing
Cat's Grace?
We will say that you guys get a cumulative +5 in addition because you've doubled up.
Okay.
So you get +5 and advantage. So we'll make a roll for Jen.
Thank goodness, because my first.
Okay, Jen got
I'm
a
gonna use
natural
my.
19. So
I'm
it's
using my
good.
inspiration.
Well, I rolled a natural 19, but the Nerdarchy die, I can see the symbol on the top.
Yes.
Man, F this stealth roll. I'm gonna use everything I can. Magical
I have a
guidance.
16. Thank goodness. Thanks, Steven, for that +5.
So that is a 27 for Strahd.
Okay.
Island.
14.
You
14.
might say the bad guys are stone deaf.
Wait,
So-
wait, did you mean we each got to add 5 to our roll?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, then 19.
19. All right. So as you are walking along, you're creeping along with Desatricos leading the way this time. And you're slinking like a cat does.
Mhm.
And
The
very
tufts,
briefly,
grab my paws.
the harpies overhead start swooping down. You can smell the rotting flesh of these once bird folk. The feathers molted in different places and patches. And you see that one has a milked over eye and another has one just hanging out.
Ugh.
Their beaks are now serrated. You're not sure if they're chiseled there or if mutated that way.
Our harpies,
trying to-
Aarakocra?
Yes. Yep.
I just focus on all the other horrible things we've seen and persevered through and just kind of grit my teeth and keep going forward. Just try to ignore them.
All right.
Not let them.
You ignore them.
I mean, just not let them get to me. But
Right. One of the harpies grazes your horn, Gortham, and briefly you might think it thought something was there and it swoops again your direction and it finds nothing and you continue on. And all of you make it to the other side safely and without a combat.
I invested a lot in that stuff, the stealth roll, so I am very happy that we made it to this.
I'm down to 8 spell points left.
I love having
So-
spell points, man.
There
Yeah.
are 3 options, but all are red, and only one is blue.
Well, that's the one we have to
Well,
go.
clearly we have to go to the blue.
All right, you go in the blue way. And as you go in the blue way, Strawn. Oh, you know what? I totally forgot from before because you guys did a dangerous one. You were supposed to have a chance at loot. Let me see what you found. Okay. Actually, in the rubble in the previous chamber, real quick, backtracking. You did manage to find several bags full of dwarven money, which amounts to 240 gold in dwarven money.
And we know it's dwarven money because they're literally money bags with a dwarven rune for the money symbol on the
Yep.
outside of them.
Oh, what would you do with all this money?
And
That's
now
the
going
queen.
back to the dangerous path that leads in, you are now walking your way in. You can still hear the Umber Horde below. And you hear what sounds like harpies chittering up ahead. You see, hanging upside down from the ceiling of loose stalactites, are several harpies. And
Like
so
bats? Are they hanging like bats?
they're hanging like bats, but they have feathers.
Yeah. Bats.
They're
are kind of
acrid
cute.
feathers, but they're feathers. And everyone's going to need to give me a stealth roll to make it through here without a combat.
So we're still invisible.
Yes, you are. So you have advantage.
And ball.
And the +5. Yep.
Dirty 20.
Jen got a natural 20. Near
I also got it.
symbol for the win. Can you see it?
Oh, nice.
There it is. It's right there. Oh, it's not catching. There we go.
That's strong.
21. All right.
Huh.
What about
That is
Gortham?
an 18.
18? Okay. And Destricos.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. So,
So dirty.
creeping through, you easily find your way through the chamber without peril.
How many harpies were in here?
There were actually... So you would have had to have fought 6, but there were 27 total. And you would have also had to brave the falling stalactites. So you are no longer in danger of that. And you find the next path is only marked with 1 blue mark.
Well, that's the direction to go.
There are no more red marks.
Yeah, she can't leave anymore.
Mm-hmm. So what that means is with this last leg of the journey, I'm going to roll and see if you guys run into something.
Okay.
The dice have you at their mercy.
Bring it, dice. I'm
Who's
not afraid.
leading?
I'm leading.
Okay, Gortham. You start walking through this chamber, your hooves clopping gently on the stone as gently as possible, still invisible for a time. The sound dances off the walls. And up ahead, you see a glowing light. A white light. And
Cool.
Much better than yellow light.
as you make your way through the tunnel without event, you come upon a pool of opalescent sparkling water. And you see a sort of small island with the most verdant, vividly green grass you've ever seen in your life growing atop it. The pool itself is fairly shallow, only about waist deep for the shortest of you, and shin deep for those of you who are much taller, Gortham. Standing atop the island is Senta.
She attacks.
You made it.
So is this the pool that had that
This is
effect
the
on
pool. This is it. But here's the thing. And she wades through the water towards Jen and hugs them. It's been a long journey. You're sure you want to do this? And Jen nods and then looks at the three of you. Thank you for keeping me safe.
Of course.
But I have one request.
Name it.
I don't really identify as a woman or a man. Instead of mother, do you think you could ask them to call me the Master Tree?
It's the least we could do.
I mean, wouldn't Santa be better positioned to talk to your people? I mean,
Yes, but
I'll call you whatever you want to be called. I mean, that's fine.
the other races are going to find out, and I hope that you three, having been so selfless in all of this, would be my voice to your people.
Of course, this is a dawning of a new moment, not just for your people, but of this world. We will make the changes that are necessary.
And you see these tears starting to form in Jen's eyes a little bit, these crystalline emerald eyes. And you see as they blink and the seed starts sprouting under their skin further, this blossom starts to break out from the chest. And they say, I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of scared. Never died
Well, you
before.
you have a tree growing out your chest. That seems like the proper reaction.
I don't mean to correct you, but I don't think you're going to die. I think you're going to transition into the next stage of your life. You will be the parent to